that's not connected to anything. It's just streaming into there. So. Because it resets all the IP addresses. So like Brian set that up as it should be. So yeah, I don't know how you're gonna, because that's synced to run with the other one, right? So you're just gonna have to do it there somehow. I don't know, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like all those being recognized for our Armed Forces Appreciation Night, please head to the south gate down by the band. Once again, anyone being recognized tonight on the field with our players to head towards the south gate with our band. Thank you.
Check, check. Check one. Check one. Check one. Check one.
Ladies and gentlemen, now taking the field is our 2023 out of Falls-Alden High School Cadet Marching Band. Band being directed by Mr. Jeff Schmidt and Miss Steve Baxter. Appearing tonight coming is our Kate Swinners, Hope Jones, and Sage Jacqueline. We're just minutes away from kickoff. It's time to get fired up, ready to cheer on our cadets. Let's sing Count Down the Band, the IFA school song. At this time, we ask that you please stand if you're able. Join the Cadet Marching Band as we salute our nation's flag with the playing of our national anthem. All right, Cadet fans, let's get on our feet, make some noise, and welcome our boys to the field.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Cadet Field from Iowa Falls, Iowa, for tonight's matchup between the Clear Lake Lions and the Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets. The Cadets come into the game with, I'm John Carpenter. I should introduce myself first. And my broadcast partner, Steve Campbell, is absent once again, so you and I are going to be watching some football together. And hopefully we have a great game for you tonight. The Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets come in at 0-2. Underneath first-year head coach Eric Walkingstick. Iowa Falls-Alden lost to Hampton Cal the first week, held close with him. Hampton Cal is the fifth-ranked team in Class 3A, and Iowa Falls took them into the fourth quarter.
The Cadets have won the toss and deferred. The Lions have elected to receive.
And so we had the Clear Lake Lions come in at 2-0 for Class 3A. They currently have outscored their opponents in the season 82-0. So we heard that correctly. They have not allowed a single score yet this season in 2 games. So the Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets have to work that out for them. Also of note, excuse me.
I'm trying to get our replay system to work. That's what they troubleshooting is unplug it, plug it back in.
Excuse me, we're back. Experiencing a little technical difficulty. It looks like Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets are set to kick off to the Clear Lake Lions. As I was saying, Clear Lake Lions come in at 2-0. That's where your opponent's 82-0. Have yet to give up a score in the season. Also of note, Mr. Head Coach for the Clear Lake Lions is Iowa Falls-Alden Aaron Spencer, who's filling in for Coach DeVries. He's taking this season.
Number 6, Colton Levi.
Spending more time with his family for personal reasons, so hard to let Coach DeVries, and hope to see you back on the sidelines real soon. And here we have the kickoff. Down to about the 20-yard line. Finds the center of the sidelines. He breaks another tackle, but it looks like he stepped out of bounds at about the 49-yard line. And I'm going to be learning these numbers right along the ball.
Will start on their own.
That was
49-yard line.
the return. That was number. I want to say number. There's 2 days this gets sorted out. Doing some technical stuff up here, so I haven't had a ton of time to look over all the material I should have. So you're going to learn it right along with me. So here we go. First place from scrimmage. Cadets show a 4-down lineman set. Clear Lake in the shotgun. Looks to the sideline for the call. The angle. They're tight in on the top side. It's a handoff to the right side. Cuts through. It's going to be good for about 12 yards. It looks like there's a fumble on the play. But I believe Clear Lake recovered. that was Titan Schmidt on the carry. And I didn't get a number on the tackle. It looked like the ball popped loose there for a second. But Clear Lake recovered. So here we go. Shotgun formation. Dual wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. Handoff to the right. Good for about 5 yards again by Schmidt. And tonight we're going to be, one of the keys we're going to be looking for in this game is how that defensive front of the Falls-Alden Cadets holds up. The previous 2 games against Humboldt, Hampton, Dumont Cal, and South Hardin, both teams pounded it right up the middle on the Cadets. And although they offered resistance, when they got into the fourth quarter, that defensive front kind of wore down. So we'll see how they hold up tonight. Now we have shotgun. Lions, it looks like a little quick reverse. Defense linebacker brings it back in. It's going to be good for about 6 yards. And that was Sam Dodge on the carry on a little flip pass, fake sweep. And so as I was saying, the key tonight, I was talking to someone from the Mason City radio team, and they were telling me that the offensive line of Clear Lake averages between 230 and 250 pounds. So again, the defensive front of the Cadets is outweighed by quite a bit. But here's the hike. It looks over to the left side. That's good for about 3 yards. And so we're going to see how that defensive front holds up. And what the Falls-Alden Cadets do is they rotate between a 3-man front on the defensive line and a 4-man front, depending on what the other team is doing. And so far, we've seen Coach Walkingstick sticking with the 4-man front, so we'll see if that continues. Right now, we got second down at about 8 for the Clear Lake Lions in the Falls-Alden territory. Another shotgun. Twins left, motion to the strong side. It's a pitch out here to the bottom side of the field. And it is Titan Schmidt, the junior running back, with the carry. That's his 3rd of the game. So far we've seen some motion by the Clear Lake Lions, some pre-snap motion, and then using that motion to kind of misdirect the Cadets' defense. So there's a lot of things you can do out of that. You can hand it off, the quarterback can keep it. So here we go. Again, kind of same formation, the angled tight end down here to the short side of the field with Twins up top. It's a fake handoff play action. He has number 88, Thomas Meyer, who is actually, folks, one of the top recruits right now in that junior class in the entire state. Thomas Meyer is the tight end at 6'5", 220 pounds. He still has 2 years eligibility in high school left, but he's going to be one of the top recruits coming out of high school in the entire state of Iowa next year. So keep an eye on him, and we'll see how the Lions incorporate him into their game plan. Shotgun. 1 back set, 2 tight ends. Looks like it's a handoff over the right side, and that right side of the Clear Lake offensive line gets a 5-yard push on the Cadets defense. So that's going to bring up second and about 4. And so for the Falls Cadets, we have a defensive end, number 9, Carter Weaver, a junior. We have a defensive tackle, Grant McElmurray, a sophomore. We have Ian Hernandez, a defensive tackle, number 56, who is a senior. And Trevor Bailey, defensive end, number 53. So here we go. We have another shotgun with Twins to the bottom side of the field, motion to the Twins side, and it's a sweep. Let's see if they can get to the edge, and it looks like the running back is going to get out and get a score there. Clear Lake touchdown. Just a sweep to the left, and they Clear Lake sealed that corner, and the running back was able to scamper out there for about a 12-yard run for the touchdown. So that makes the score 6-0 with 8:03 left in the first quarter. And as you saw there, folks, there was 1 pass on that entire drive. It was either run right or run left. And so Clear Lake is making no bones about it. They're going to come right after this defense in front of the Cadets. Here's for the extra point. We have number 99. I want to get a name with that. That is a heck of a kick. My goodness. That had height, distance, everything you want. I think that went into the snack stand. So Clear Lake has a kicker for sure.
I think that's what's screwing us because we have no replay. Because that needs to go directly into there and nothing else. We've got nothing. I know Brad put a memory code. That's no good. We should have instant replay every play we know.
Play ball set to kick off for the Lions.
We're still getting things figured out here, folks. There's a lot of stuff going on. We got about 2 radio stations, about 4 different people filming. So we're going to get this sorted out, hopefully pretty quick here. But let's enjoy some football, huh? It's a beautiful Friday night under the lights in Owl Falls. Temperature just about 75 degrees. There's pretty much no wind. Now the Lions are getting set to kick off to the Cadets. And the Cadets need to answer. That was a quick score by the Lions. The kickoff is that's a great kickoff down to about the 10-yard line. And he finds a seam. He's down the side. That's Damiano, the 100-meter champ, and he's going to go all the way. That's going to be a 90-yard return on the kickoff by Damiano to make the score 7-6. And that, folks, is what speed can do. He found the seam right down the middle and turned on the Jets and said, "See you later." He rumbled and bumbled down by the Cadets sidelines, and that's going to make the score 7-6. And I said the Cadets had to answer, and I would say that's an answer. That's Jaden Damiano, number 15, who just returned that. And you can see what speed can do right there. And so the last couple weeks, the Cadets have been going for 2 in certain spots. And it looks like they're going to do it again. They have kind of quadruple set down here to the bottom side. It's a fade pattern to the back of the end zone, and that's going to be caught. Oh, that's incomplete. From here, it looked like he had it. That was Damiano, and he tried getting it too. Let me get a number on that. That's way over there, folks. You can't see that far. So that was Ray Morgan Jr. in the back of the end zone, kind of a fade route from Damiano. He set up four bunch set to the near side of the field and lined Morgan Jr. out on the top side and just tried fading it to that corner. It was after the pass by Damiano. That Clear Lake defender was draped all over the Owl Falls-Alden Cadet, and Morgan just couldn't bring it down. It looked like a lot of contact out there, to be honest with you, but I'm so far away that, the ref has a better angle on it than I do. So. But that is a heck of an answer. So that makes the score 7-6. Clear Lake Lions going to receive the kickoff. It's fielded, brought out to about the 40-yard line. So that's going to set up 1st and 10 for the Lions from their own 40-yard line. Kind of a short field on that one. And so one key to watch in this game again this week, which has been the theme throughout the first 3 weeks so far, is that Owl Falls-Alden has a lot of guys going both ways. And they are also outsized in all 3 games, especially up front. So you see Damiano back there in the safety position. He just ran a 90-yard kickoff to the end zone and then threw the 2-point conversion, and now he's right back out on defense. So we'll see how that holds up with these guys going both ways. That's a play action, penetration by the Cadets. Quarterback finds a seam, gets across midfield to about the 45-yard line of the Cadets. And that was tackled by Quentin Yeager. And that was number 8, Kale Stephanie, the senior quarterback for the Clear Lake Cadets, or Clear Lake Lions, excuse me. And so the Lions huddle, sending 2 wide receivers out to the top side of the field. That kind of angled tight end you can see down here at the bottom of the offensive line. Goes in motion once again. Looks like it's going to be a penalty. Could be offsides on the Cadets because they did not stop the play. Number 2 finds a seam right down the side, and that's going to be a score. But hold on, folks. There's a flag back here, and I'm not sure. Illegal motion on the Lions, so that's going to bring that touchdown run back. And that's going to be a penalty and a save for the Cadet defense. And so what happened was, sometimes when you have a guy go in motion like that, if they kind of go at an angle where they're approaching the offensive line, that's an illegal motion. You have to go parallel to the line, so that's what they called there. So that's going to make the 1st and 15 from the 50-yard line. And so you see the speed of both of these teams. Cadets in a 4-man defensive front. Lines of 3 wideouts. Back to pass. A quick hitch route. And that was 13, Luke Furman, the sophomore wide receiver, 6'1", 155. So kind of a little quick hitch route, and they sent the slot kind of streaking down the field. So now we have strong right on the offensive line. It looks like it's going to be a run to the right side once again. I believe that's about the 5th or 6th time they've done that, and that's good for a first down. It's going to take the ball down to the about the 32-yard line of the Cadets. So not a lot of passing so far. We've had a couple from the Lions. And this Cadet defense has been on the field pretty much the whole quarter. And we have 6:15 left to go in the first quarter. Damiano with that kickoff return. The offense hasn't even seen the field yet for the Cadets. So here we go. Shotgun set. That's another handoff to number 25, the running back, Titan Schmidt. And Quentin Yeager again on the tackle. And that's going to be good for about a 1-yard gain. So as I mentioned earlier, the interim head coach for the Clear Lake Lions across the field there is Iowa Falls' own Aaron Stensland, the former coach of the Rowan Story Norseman, who's now the interim head coach for Clear Lake. As Coach DeVries takes some time off this year. And I'll talk more about Stensland as we go along tonight. It's pretty exciting to have him back at Cadet Field. That's a play. They have a sack. It looks like that's going to be a fumble. Nope, the referee is calling it an incomplete pass. Whistled the play dead. Oh boy, that looked like it was, the ball came out behind him. I thought that was going to be a fumble for sure, but they're calling it an incomplete pass, and you can see the difference that call just made. That assures them of possession of the ball and also saved them from about a 15-yard loss and a turnover. So the Falls-Alden Cadets are feeling it tonight on defense. They're digging in right now. I'm trying to see a replay on that up here in the booth because that sure looked like. Right there. He drops back. Oh boy. I just watched the replay up here. Boy, that's a tough break for the Cadets. That sure looked like a fumble to me, but the referee was right on top of it, so. So we have a timeout called by, looks like the Lions called that timeout. So they're going to regroup. come back out for third down. Let's see what Coach Stensland has dialed up for this. It's going to be trips to the top side of the field. Cale Stephanie, the quarterback, number 8, in the shotgun formation with Titan Schmidt at running back. So the Cadets are kind of overloaded here on the left side. It's a sweep to the top side of the field. He's got a lane to get through, but it looks like the Cadets are going to get him down at about the 25. And that was 21, the linebacker, Andrew Bartlett, a junior, with a key tackle to bring the Lions into fourth down. Well, let's see if the Cadets can dig in here. The Lions have been running at will so far. And so they go back to about the same formation with trips up top to the field, tight end down here. Looks like a sweep again to the right side of the field, and that's going to be close. It looks like he has it from here. He stumbled ahead for about an extra yard, and that's going to give him the first down. And boy, that's a tough break. The Cadets thought they had a fumble recovery at midfield, turned into an incomplete pass. And now a first down for the Lions, just outside of the Cadet red zone. And so the Lions have gone with this trip set wide receivers last 3 plays now. They've been running sweeps every time. They do it again over here to the near side of the field. He finds a lane, and it looks like he's going to take it all the way for a Lions touchdown. It's about a 22-yard play by Schmidt. Titan Schmidt, the running back, the junior. I believe that's his second one. And that's going to make the score 13-6 in favor of the Lions. And Clear Lake is lining up for the extra point.
Play ball for the extra point. Pick is good. Makes the score 14-6. Here we go.
So that makes our score 14-6 in favor of the Lions with 4:15 to go in the first quarter. That drive started on the Lions' own 40-yard line, about 60 yards. Titan Schmidt had at least 5 carries on that drive, and they've been sweeping them out left, sweeping them out right, and they've been getting chunk yardage on the running plays. So the Cadets are going to have to figure out a way to stop that run some way. They got through on the blitz that looked like a fumble but wasn't. But now they're going to have a chance for the first time today bring out the Cadets offense. Coach Walking Stick's air raid approach. But I should say that return by Damiano was the first time that Clear Lake Lions have been scored on this year, so that's a good start. And here's the kickoff. Looks like almost a fake pitch. And they found another seam almost. They fake pitch to Damiano. And that was number 14, Nick Reagan, on the return. Coach Walking Stick throwing in a little wrinkle with the fake pitch. And you have to respect where Damiano's at on the field, because he can turn on the Jets. And so here we go. The Cadets coming out with a wrinkle already. 5 wide receiver set. Damiano alone in the backfield. Back to pass. The Cadets, looks like a screen. So you saw the Lions get through there pretty quickly. The Cadets were setting up a screen, so the offensive lineman, basically pushed them one time, let them go through. That pass just got knocked down. So. And here comes this quick pace air raid offense by the Cadets. Another 5 wide receiver set. It looks like Nick Regan is deep in the field. And so that was Damiano on the motion. And it was number 12 for the Cadets, Matthew Harms, in at quarterback that time. So that was interesting. They set up Damiano in the sweep. Couldn't find much room over there, so that's going to bring up 3rd down and 10. We'll see what the Cadets come up with here. Another 5 wide receiver set. Looks like he's going to Yeager. Just not going to be enough for the 1st down, so that's going to bring up 4th and about 5. And for a minute, I thought Coach Watkins might go for it, but looks like they're going to punt it. I was watching the NFL game last night. Coach Campbell for the Lions went for it against Kansas City Chiefs on 4th down and about a yard inside his own 20, so anything's possible. Damiano back to punt. Gets away a clean kick, a nice kick, a spiral, even turning over. That's going to be a kick down to the 30-yard line, and that was caught by number 3, Sam Dodge, the sophomore, the safety. So let's see if the Cadet defense, that was a quick 3-and-out by the Cadets. So as I said before, there's a lot of guys on this team going both ways. So let's see how their energy levels progress through the game. And I'd also like to welcome not only the Falls-Alden Cadets out there, but also Clear Lake Lion fans turning into YouTube. Falls-Alden welcomes you, and we're glad you can join us tonight. The Lions come out in a shotgun set, pretty familiar so far in this game. It's a rollout to the right. He has one right down the middle. It's a post route to number 3. He got behind the defender, broke 2 tackles. It looks like it's going to be about a 75-yard, 75-yard pass and catch. And that was from number 8, the quarterback, Cale Stephanie. And I'm looking for number 3 here. That's number 3, Sam Dodge, the sophomore for the Lions. So Coach Stensland coming out right away. Little play action, rolled out to the right, and a post to the middle of the field, and he got behind the defenders on that play. So, you know, the kick is up and it's good. And so when you're playing safety and cornerback, you're out, you know, and the Cadets are playing a lot of man-to-man. So that's a tough gig. You're out there, it's just you, the defender, and green field turf. And if that receiver gets behind you, and it's very tough to catch him. So that makes the score 21-6 in favor of the Lions with about 2:44 to go in the first quarter. a lot of long plays so far. Starting to look like a Big 12 matchup. We'll see if the Cadets can answer here. And that's one thing you have to not do as a defensive back or cornerback is let them get behind you, because once they get behind you, as you saw, it is very difficult to catch up. You have to have world-class speed to close that distance. And so we'll see if the Cadets can answer here. That's number 99 for the, I'm trying to find the kicker's name. It's number 99 for the Lions, and there's no 99 on my program, so if anybody can text me that name, I'd love to get it. It looks like you've almost found another scene again. That looks like, yep, nice return by number 30 for the Cadets, and that is Cade Chaplin, the sophomore wide receiver. So here we go, Cadets. Let's see if we can get some points here, because I feel like this could turn into a shootout if they're going to try and hang in this game. Both teams do have speed, so. And as you can see, that defensive front of the Lions is pretty good sized as well, so they have also run a 4-man front. Cadets look to the sideline. Coach Watkins signaling in the hand gestures. Get the play. About 7 seconds left on the play clock. Damiano gets the plays throws back, drops back to throw. Excuse me. That was Nick Regan on the reception. That's his second reception on the night. About 2-yard gain. So the Cadets are right back up to the line. This is a kind of a NASCAR pace for this offense. They like to get right up to the line, have time, so Coach Walking Stick can read the defense and call the plays from the sidelines. As you see them all looking over to the signals from him right now. Damiano gets playing. Shotgun set. Finds a little room. Makes it to about, they're going to say the 49 of the Lions, so that's going to be close to a first down. Let's see if they give it to him, and they do. That's going to be a Cadet first down. Damiano dropped back, didn't see anything, decided to take it himself. It's a gain for about 8 yards there, so you can see the power of Damiano's speed. So it's Damiano with Yeager behind him, Regan and Weaver, and I can't see the other one out there to the top of your screen. Lions in a traditional 4-2. It looks like a quarterback keeper. That's going to be good for about 3 yards by Damiano. Once again, design quarterback keeper. And so we need to see some sustained drives from the Cadets if they're going to slow down this Lion offense. It's like Patrick Mahomes. The best defense against Patrick Mahomes is to keep him on the sideline watching the game, because good luck stopping him. Now the Lions have shown that they can score in bunches. So the Cadets need a sustained drive here to kind of take some time off that clock. And that's Yeager over the top side. He's brought down by number 69. So that's going to bring up 3rd and about 5 for the Cadets. We're in a 5 wide receiver set once again. Damiano in the shotgun. It's a quick drop pass, batted down at the line of scrimmage. And that's the second pass. The very first play of the game for the Cadets on offense was a batted down screen play, and that'll be the second batted down ball by the defensive front of the Lions. And that's a really good play. That's tough to do in the defensive line, because you have to deal with the guy in front of you and keep your eyes on the quarterback. Looks like we have a stoppage of play. That's going to be a timeout to the Cadets. Coach Walking Stick didn't like what he saw there. This is a very important down already in this game. It's 4th and 5 from the Lions 43. So Coach Walking Stick wants to make sure everything is buttoned up. And so I was a little late getting to the game today, and then we had some technical issues to deal with, so I haven't had much time to go over the numbers here. But I was in Clear Lake earlier today. My Uncle Alan Dewey, we had his memorial service, and so he had family back, his wife Chris Dewey and their kids, Dustin Dewey and Justin Hall, and Gary Fegus and Daphne Fegus were there. Staples of the Clear Lake community for many years. And so we got to celebrate my Uncle Alan's life. But I also ran into one of his friends who's actually a radio announcer for Mason City radio station. And he was filling me in on this Clear Lake team. And so he said they were good, and he thinks they're ranked right now in 3A. So this would be the second ranked team in 3A that Isle Falls has played. There's a snap over Damiano's head, and he's going to have to get crafty to get out of this mess, and that's going to be an enormous loss on 4th and 5. Looks like the center just let that ball get away from him there, and that's tough. Not a good time for that to happen, especially on 4th down. So that's going to be a turnover on downs with 51 seconds left in the first quarter. The Lions are going to take over here on the Cadet 26-7-yard line. Lions break the huddle. Pretty familiar set for them. Shotgun, running back in the backfield, twins up top, tight end angled down here at the bottom of the field. Looks like the quarterback's going to pull it out, and there's a play action over the middle. And there's Meyer, number 88 for the Lions. 6'5", 220. my buddy at the Mason City radio station said that he's growing. He's not done growing. He's 6'5", 220 pounds, and they have him in the weight room. And so it's going to be fun to watch him over the next couple years in Iowa high school football. So here we go. That's a give over the middle, right up the gut against the Cadets. Going to be brought down by Damiano. That was a run by number 25, Schmidt, once again, who's had about eight carries already this game. And so that's going to bring up a 1st and goal from about the 2-yard line. And they're going to let this clock wind down, and that's going to be in the first quarter with the Lions up 21-6 on the Cadets. And the Lions are knocking once again, getting ready to score, see if the Cadets can hold them out. So kind of a tough start to the game for the Cadets, but let's see how they respond. You know, they've shown the ability to come back from being down in big spots in the first 2 games of this year. They never quit, not once. So the effort is there, but it's going to take a while to get this, figured out, and guys to step up and work together and see if they can stop this Lion offense that has not been stopped yet. And I also like to say that, Coach, I'd like to give props to Coach, the athletic director. I call him Coach, but the athletic director, Pat Norm, who has scheduled these first 3 games. The first was Hampton-Dumont Cal in the Battle of Bradford. The second was South Hardin for the Battle of Hardin County. And now we have the 3rd game against the Clear Lake Lions, who are also members in the North Central Conference. Just that this year, Clear Lake is the 5th smallest team in Class 3A, and yet they're ranked. But I just think it's great that athletic director, Coach Pat Norm, schedules these out-of-conference games with local teams and keeps these friendly rivalries going. I think that's very important. These games have been going on for years, so props to athletic director Norm. So here we go, 1st and goal from the 3-yard line for the Lions. Looks like a play action, and it's going to be over the middle. It looked like that tight end, number 88, Thomas Meyer, on the reception. That was just a simple play action. The Cadets kind of bid on the play action, thought it was going to be a run. Quarterback pulled it out and went right over the middle, so that makes the score 27-6 in favor of the Lions, with the lone Cadet score coming on Damiano's kickoff return after the Lions' first score. And so here's number 99 for the Lions kicker. I still don't have a name on him. He's got a heck of a leg. Kick is up. And it's good. So that makes the score 28-6 with about 11:56 to go in the second quarter. The Cadets trailing big early. Not a lot of positive body language out of the Cadets. And they're frustrated, I understand. But no time to go into a shell here. There's still 3 quarters of football left to play.
On Monday, September 11th, at that 17 at Valley, the volleyball team will have home senior night against Hampton. On Tuesday night, we will have Power Club football through the lights of Cadet Field at 6:30. Pepperoni prayer will be Wednesday, September 13th, with coordination.
So I'd also like to add, as the announcer is also telling the crowd here at Iowa Falls that next week is going to be homecoming for the Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets. And so the homecoming king, the homecoming queen, and all the fun festivities all week long with the homecoming parade on Friday afternoon. And so we'd love to invite all alumni to come back and support your cadets. Lions ready to kick off to the Cadets. Another great kick by their kicker. And that is Weaver once again, or it's Regan once again. And the Lions flying down the field to chop him down at the 15-yard line in the Iowa Falls Cadets, Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets. So they're going to start from their own 15. With their backs up against the wall here. Need some points. $11:51 to go in the first quarter. time of possession is heavily skewed in the Lions' favor at this point. The Cadets have 1 first down to about 10 from the Lions right now. So a nice sustained drive here will do very well for the Cadets. It's a motion to give to Yeager. He finds a seam over here on the bottom side of the field. He's drug out of bounds by number 5. And there's going to be a penalty on the play. Number 5, Tyler LaFleur. Looks like it's going to be a personal foul for a late hit on the Lions. And that's tough because, you know, you're trying to bring him down to the ground and that sideline comes at you in a hurry. So that's going to be 1st and 10. And some positive movement for the Cadets. We'll take that. From their own 39-yard line, 1st and 10. Damiano in the backfield, Quentin Yeager behind him. Motion. The give again is to Yeager, and he is gobbled up immediately by the Lions defense. He has a second effort, good for about 1.5 yards. Boy, that Lion defense was on him right away. And so for the offensive line for the Cadets, we have number 70, Eli Hernandez at tackle, number 56, Ian Hernandez at guard, number 76, Porter Isaacson at center, number 63, Carter DeBates at guard, number 75, Anthony Ho at tackle. And then we have number 9 at tight end, Carter Weaver, the junior. And so here we go, 5 wide outside once again. Yeager in motion, Damiano back, receives the pitch. It looks like a quarterback keeper to the right, finds a seam, but we have it flagged down on the play, which is usually in the area of holding. So we'll see what the ref calls here. Boy, it just seems like every time the Cadets get something going, it's either a penalty or gets called back or some such. Looks like it's going to be holding on the Cadets, which will march them back about 10 yards. Holding. So that's going to bring up 2nd down and about 18 for the Cadets. So here we go. 10:57 left in the second quarter, excuse me. 4 wideouts for the Cadets, 2nd and long. And there's another screen. And Damiano just doesn't even have time to get a screen pass off. That was knocked down once again. That's the 3rd batted ball by this Lions defense. So they were trying to set up kind of a middle screen there, but the pressure got on him so fast he couldn't get it to his running back. And so another thing with these incomplete passes, it stops the clock. And so that's going to bring up 3rd and very long, 3rd and 20 for the Cadets from their own 25-yard line. I'm looking for any kind of spark right now. There's Carter Weaver in motion. Looks like it's going to be Damiano over here to the short side of the field. He makes a cut up field. Tackle by number 4, Aiden Hartle, the linebacker. That's going to be good for about 8 yards, but not enough for the Cadets. Looks like they're going to be forced to punt on 4th and 12. Here's the punt. Takes a heck of a roll for the Cadets. It's going to end up at about the 15-yard line, and the Lions, 14, below wind. It's going to end up about the 14-yard line for the Lions. And so they're going to have 1st and 10 with 10 minutes left in the second quarter. The score 28-6 in favor of the Lions. And so basically this Lions offense has been sweep left, sweep right with a couple play actions mixed in. So we'll see if they continue on that path and they start to mix it up. I would suspect they're going to keep pounding in this running game. And as you can see on your screen, folks, the Cadet defensive line is outsized once again. So they're really going to have to dig in, send some blitzes or some stunts. And it looks like Carter Debates was a little early on that. They had a blitz called, and he was looking to time the snap and just got in there a little early. So in high school, you cannot go into that neutral zone. In the NFL, you can, but you can come back out of it and the play can go on, but not in high school. That's a dead play. So here we go. It's going to be 1st and 5 for the Lions. Mikhail Stephanie at quarterback, and Titan Schmidt, running back, right beside him with 3 wide receivers. That's going to be a give up the middle. Again, he cuts it back to the top side of the field, and he finds a lane, and he's running free once again. That's going to be good for about 25-yard carry by Schmidt. And Damiano was there to clean up the play and push him out of bounds. So that's going to make a 1st down for the Lions. And the Lions are just running at will right now. So Cadets are trying anything they can to stop this running game. So I would suspect they stick with the script right here. See if the Cadets can get some penetration through that offensive line. And that's a give right up the middle once again, and he cuts it back. But Cadets were ready for him this time, and it looks like we have maybe Grant McElmurray, Carter Debates in on the tackle, and Nick Reagan also on the tackle. So there we go. See, Cadets can stop them. Just got to build on that, and whatever they did there, keep doing it. The running back tried to cut it back once again, and there was nowhere to go. Good discipline by the Cadets defensive front there. And so I would suspect the play action, which it is, and they have him beat once again. They were going for their tight end, Thomas Meyer, but they also had a wide receiver behind the safety as well. So those play actions are helping fool the Cadets here. And they're going to have to work of keeping those wide receivers and tight ends in front of them and not letting those guys get behind them, because once they're running free behind you, this quarterback has the arm. Stephanie has the arm to complete that pass, 40 yards down the field. So hopefully they can get that cleaned up on defense. Here we go. This is going to be 3rd down. Let's go, Cadets. See if he can get a stop and push them into 4th down. It's going to be another play action. Looks like they're going to go for Meyer once again, and that's going to be almost intercepted by 2 Cadets. That was a dangerous pass by Stephanie. And that's going to bring up 4th down. So the Cadets come up with a stop. And when they desperately needed one, down 28-6 with 9 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. So let's just make sure Clear Lake is going to punt this here. And with the lead, I would suspect they would be fine with trying to pin the Cadets deep in their own territory. Damiano back at about his own 20-yard line. It's a good snap. The punt is off. Nice high kick. Damiano's calling for a fair catch at about his own 25-yard line. And so there we go. Cadet defense comes up with a huge stop. Stuffed a couple runs there and then deflected passes. And so here we go. Cadets 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line. Let's see if they can get something going here. The defensive front for the Lions has been in the backfield fairly early so far, so we'll see if that offensive line of the Cadets can hold them out, give Damiano some time. And so we have Carter Weaver and Reagan at wideout up top. And there's looks like another pattern over the middle to Carter Weaver. And that's going to be incomplete. Going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the Cadets. And it just seems so far that when Damiano has tried to go over the middle with his passes or his screens, there's just nothing there. The Lions are staying home in the middle of the field. So here we go, 2nd and 10. Damiano back, full wide receiver set. It's going to be a quarterback keeper all the way. It's going to be good for about, oh no, he fumbled it, and it's a live ball, and it looks the Lions are signaling they have it. So we'll see what the refs say, and the Lions were correct. They did recover the fumble. Damiano tried to stretch ahead for an extra yard or two, and it cost him. It's going to be a turnover. And the Lions are going to take over at the Cadets' 30-yard line. So I believe that's the 2nd turnover tonight on the Cadets, and that doesn't help the cause any. You do not want to give this Lion offense any extra possessions, and that's exactly what happened right there. So a big ask of the Cadet defense here with 8-9 minutes left about in the 2nd quarter. Going to have to keep them out of the end zone. Number 2 in motion for the Lions. It's going to be a sweep to the right with the lead blocker out front. And didn't get touched until he was about 10 yards past the line of scrimmage. That's Schmidt once again. And that was Carter DeBates on the tackle, along with Trevor Bailey. And so those running lanes are really there for the Lions tonight. And it's hard. It's hard when you're outsized that much. You know, you can get your leverage, you can be fundamentally sound, but at some point, you know, size and strength take over. So Cadets going to have to figure something out here. That was a double handoff, which ended up a sweep over to the top side, and that's going to be Dodge. It's going to be Dodge for the Lions for another Lions touchdown. It's going to make the score 34-6. It looked like a double reverse, kind of a reversed handoff there. Motion, and then they had another slot receiver come back to the running back, take the ball, and that's when you saw Sam Dodge take it to the end zone. So 34-6, Lions back for the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So it makes the score 35-6 with 8:20 to go in the 2nd quarter. So here we go. We're going to see how the Cadets respond. And so Coach Stensland making a homecoming of sorts tonight and jumping on the scoreboard immediately. 35 points, only about 16 minutes into the game. And he has his Lions rolling right now. And so for those who might not know, Aaron Stensland, I do believe, is still the most productive quarterback in Owl Falls football history. He was on teams in the 1990s. Was actually a member of the state track championship team in 1994. I knew he ran 100 meters. I'm not sure about the 2, but he was a leader on that state championship track team in 1994. He was also made playoffs all 4 years of high school. And the option offense Coach McElmurray used to run, he kind of brought in that Nebraska triple option. You see it in the service academies, Army, Navy, Air Force. They run a similar offense, and that's what Stensland ran back in the day. So, and he was very tough to stop. So he's used to scoring points on Cadet Field, and tonight is no exception. And there's the kick. Looks like a squib kick. It's going to be to. Looks like Quentin Yeager was trying to make something out of it. Almost looked like another late hit on the sidelines, but the refs aren't going to. Decided no, it wasn't. It was a legal hit, so it was a big shot Yeager took over here on the near sideline. And so here come the Cadets. 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Just see if they can get something going. Just, need to get first downs. Don't worry about the score right now. They just need to focus on getting first downs and moving this ball and keeping that offense of the Lions off the field at this point. Damiano gets a signal from Coach Walking Stick. Forward wide receiver set. Drops back to pass. Again, once again, he's all over him. And he was outside of the pocket and threw it away. I'm not sure. So the umpire is going to, looks like he's going to call an intentional grounding. There was no cadet in the area, but he was outside of the pocket and threw it, so that's intentional grounding. That's going to be spot of the foul, bring up second down. Let's see how they mark this off. I thought it was a spot foul. Yeah, lost it down and then spot foul. Yep, and so they're going to place the ball right about where Damiano got wrapped up at. Oh, it looks like they're going to march off additional yardage. And so that'll bring up second and about 30. Second and 27. So that doesn't help the cause any. It looks like it's going to be a give over here to the short side of the field, and he is gobbled up right away. Yeager is gobbled up right away by number, I believe, 75, by Jake Trenery, the defensive end, senior, 6'2", 220. And so here we go with another 3rd and long for the Cadets.
3rd down for the Cadets.
And I don't have the stats in front of me, offensive stats for the Cadets, but I bet they're not looking too hot right now. But Yeager's trying to change that. He's giving it everything he got. He's trying to break tackles, trying to make something happen. Heck of an effort to get back to the original line of scrimmage, almost. So that's going to bring up 4th and 15. Let's see what Coach Walking Stick does here. Looks like he's going to go ahead and punt it. You know, and even though he's going to punt it, you still have your burner back there in Damiano, so the Lions still have to respect that speed. But I would suspect Coach is going to go ahead and have him kick it away right here. And there's Harms, the backup quarterback, number 12, looking over to the sideline. I don't know if they had something going there or a miscommunication, but Cadets call a timeout to talk it over. Definitely don't want to have any mistakes pinned this deep in your own territory on 4th and 15. So let's recap so far. The Lions 35, the Cadets 6 with 6:53 to go in the game. The Lions offense has been on fire, grinding out big chunks of yardage at a time. And the Cadets are struggling to respond. And the Cadets talked it over during the timeout. Damiano's still back in the punt formation. Trying to get a number on the return guy here. And he's going to go ahead and punt that ball. Kind of a punt by Damiano. He does that sometimes. He does the little Australian. He can either punt it regularly or he can do the little Australian kind of running kick. So it's always good to mix it up with that punt returner. Make sure he doesn't know which angle it's coming at him from. So the Lions are going to take over from their own 38-yard line, excuse me. 1st and 10. Cadets trying to get their personnel figured out. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another timeout by the Cadets. A miscommunication on the defensive side of the ball. And that will be their last one of the half. Looks like Grant McElmurray wasn't sure if he was supposed to come on or off, and then the remaining players weren't sure if they were supposed to come on or off. So a little miscommunication. Coach wants to make sure everyone's where they need to be and everyone who needs to be in the game is in the game. So, you know, in the game's 35-6, you can still work on fundamentals. I'm not saying it's over, but, you know, this is a perfect chance to make sure, okay, let's keep everything buttoned up and, you know, do the little things like that. Make sure that you get your substitutions right, your position right, and so that you can build on those fundamental skills. And so Coach Walking Stick is kind of, you know, doing that right now. He's saying, hey, keep your head in the ball game. Let's go. This is football. It's fun. You got to have your head on a swivel. So you got to be ready to go at all times. So the Lions, 2 wide receivers, back in the shotgun. Looks like they're going to throw. Nope, that's a quarterback keeper over here to the short side of the field, and it is wide open. It almost looked like a quarterback draw. Receivers. We have an SKL Stephanie on the keep. Oh, looks like they have a new quarterback, actually. Number 1. Jackson McIntyre, a freshman. And that's what Bob Fritz from the Mason City Radio told me he's going to be something too. This freshman. Number 1. And that's a give over the middle. But number 1, Jackson McIntyre, is a true freshman, a quarterback, 6 foot 190. And from up in the booth, he doesn't look like a freshman. He is fundamentally sound. He's got size to him. The guys from Mason City told me that he's got a heck of an arm already as a freshman, so that's a name to look out for. Jackson McIntyre, a freshman for the Clear Lake Lions, a quarterback right now. And number 2, Derek Epperding, is in motion. It's a give over to the left side. Breaks tackles. And that was Schmidt once again. He's been running wild so far, about 10 yards a pop. Knocked out of bounds after. Trying to get a number on that. It was Andrew Bartlett, the junior linebacker, who gets him out of bounds. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Shotgun formation. The Cadets trying to plug up that middle. We have a flag thrown by the near side line judge, which could be usually a legal motion or a holding maybe by a tight end out here. Face mask. Okay. It's a face mask against the Cadets. When it rains, it pours, I guess. So that's going to be a 15-yard penalty. And bring up another 1st down and 10 for the Lions at the Owl Falls 22-yard line. The score 35-6 with 5 minutes left, 5:18 left to go in the 2nd quarter. Just trying to get to halftime. The Cadets are. So here we go. See if the defense can keep out of the end zone. And that's going to be a quarterback keeper in the middle is wide open for the freshman quarterback, and it's going to be another Lions score. It's about a 23-yard run. Play action, quarterback keeper, linebackers for the Cadets float outside. I thought the halfback had the ball, and the quarterback said, nope, I have it. And he took it 23 yards, and there you see the freshman quarterback for the Lions. I'm impressed, folks. Jackson McIntyre. He just looks so poised out there for a freshman. That's hard to believe that, you know, to be able to look that composed at that age in a varsity football game. And here's the kick, the extra point to make it 42-6 in favor of the Lions with 4:57 to go in the 2nd quarter. Cadets walking over to the sideline right now, and this is going to be gut check time. It's tough. A lot of guys are going both ways. Just hasn't been your night so far, and you're going up against this Clear Lake team that is clearly in the upper echelon of Class 3A, even though they are the 5th smallest team in that class. Oh boy, they look impressive tonight. Props to Coach Stensland and his staff for having them ready to come back to Owl Falls. And so the coach is giving the Cadets a pep talk right now, getting ready to receive this kickoff. Cadets not having a lot of pep in their step at this point. And it's tough. You're down 42-6 with 5 minutes to go in the second quarter. But you have to view this as an opportunity to get better. I mean, you're getting to play one of the best teams in Class 3A. And it's a great time to get some film. It's a great time to work on your fundamentals. It's a great time, to do things like make sure your plays are crisp, you run them right. And so here's the kickoff. Damiano and Regan deep for the Cadets. Down to the 10-yard line. Regan picks it up, trying to find a seam somewhere in there. There's going to be another flag. And back about at the 15-yard line. So we'll see what that is. And that's holding on the Cadets. That's going to walk it back to about, let me say the 15-yard line of the Cadets to start their drive. See if the ref can get that ball spotted there. Boy. Tough night for the Cadets so far. I believe that's the 5th penalty on the Cadets. So need to clean some things up. I'm sure Coach will talk to them at halftime. I mean, you only have so many games a season, and football's fun, so, it's not time to close up shop by any stretch of the imagination. Yeager out here to the near side of the field, trying to find a lane out here at the numbers. He was brought down after about a 3-yard gain. So here we go, 2nd down. Swing pass over here. Almost looks like a wide receiver screen or a hitch of sorts. And there's a host of line defenders there. I believe that was Reagan on the far side of the field. I know the player now, the stadium announcer is trying to get these numbers too, so I'm kind of cheating off him a little bit if you hear him in the background. I do have my binoculars with me, so I might have to break those out tonight. We might have some players that usually don't get time, might get some time here later in the game. But here we go. Damiano drops back under pressure immediately again. Trying to see. That was intended for Ray Morgan. And that was number 75 for the Lions, but I don't have a 75 on mine sheet. So immediate pressure, and that's going to bring up 4th and 3. As you can see, it's tough sledding for the Cadets right now. It's tough to even get first downs against this Lion defense. So Damiano back to punt. Good coverage downfield, nice punt. About a 50-yard punt. Almost hits a Cadet cover man. But that's going to be rolled to about the line 40-yard line, and that's going to be Thomas Ogden, I believe, covering the punt. So the Lions take over at the 40-yard line. That's going to bring up 1st and 10, and we'll see what quarterback comes back out. It's a starting quarterback in. It's a give over the left side. It's going to be good for about 2 yards. So they bring Cale Stephanie back in, the senior. Quarterback number 8. And that was Schmidt once again on the carry for about 2 yards. So that was a good play there by the defensive front. And the linebackers flowing to the ball. And we have a stoppage of play. Looks like Carter DeBates is coming over to the sideline for something. Looks like they're checking his – shoulder pads out. Sure, they'll get that taken care of. It's going to bring up 4th and 10. And that's going to bring up 1st and 10. And we'll see what quarterback comes back out. So the Lions take over at the 40-yard line. That's going to bring up 1st and 10. And we'll see what quarterback comes back out.
Sure, they'll get that taken care of.
And so Carter Debate's coming out. They're going to bring in number 70, Eli Hernandez, the junior offensive line, defensive lineman. Well, they get Carter's pads figured out. So this is going to be second and about 8 for the Clear Lake Lions. And that's another quarterback keeper. He's trying to, he finds the wide open. Yep. Number 2, Derek Epperding on the reception, brought down by Damiano. Want to make sure I get that name right. Erpelding. Okay, got it down. But he found a nice little spot in that Cadet defense. And the quarterback saw him, and there was nothing but green grass. And if Damiano would have caught him, it would have been another touchdown for the Lions. So here we go, 1st and 10. It's a handoff over to the right side, and he's got a lead blocker out in front of him. That's Schmidt once again. Gets down to the goal line. Good for about 10 yards, about 14 yards. And a tackle by Bartlett for the Cadets. And that's going to be right at the goal line. And as you saw there, they had a lead pulling guard. There was just nothing in green in front of them. And the Lions' offensive line is doing a tremendous job at creating open lanes for these quarterbacks and running backs to run through. And the Cadets just don't have an answer as of yet. So we have 50 seconds left in the second quarter. 1st and goal for the Lions on about half-yard line. And that's a give right over the middle. That's going to be a touchdown by Titan Schmidt, the junior running back. And I believe that's going to be his 3rd on the evening at least. That's going to make the score 48-6 in favor of the Lions. And we're going to have an extra point attempt. Kick is good. So that makes the score 49-6 in favor of the Lions with 39 seconds to go in the second quarter. And so we'll see if Coach Walking Stick decides to be aggressive here. In week 1, the Cadets were up, I do believe, on Hampton Dumont Cal. And there was 3 seconds left, and Coach Walking Stick called a hook and ladder. And so we'll see if he has anything else up his sleeve. And I love how aggressive Coach Walking Stick gets with his offensive play calling. It's fun for the players. Tonight might not be so much fun, being down 49-6 in the first half. But, you know, this style of football, like I said from week 1, it's going to take a while to develop and to get it installed, and to get the kids in the right positions, and to learn the positions. So, as you can see, it's a learning process, but don't be fooled. There's still things that could go on in this game, and these kids can learn from it and try and get better from here on out. Because this is a non-district contest. And there's the kickoff. To Nick Regan once again in the end zone. So I was saying, this is a non-district contest, so yes, it would have been nice to be in this game a little bit more at this point. However, the Cadets are in Class 2A in their own district, and I don't have it in front of me, all the teams in it, but what matters is the wins and losses in that district to be able to make the playoffs. And so, yes, this is not much fun right now for the Cadets, but, you know, it's not the end of the world. So they have to use this to get better. They still have a lot of football left to play. 6 more games. 6 at least. And so here's Quentin Yeager, and he's not quitting Quentin Yeager. He's fighting and fighting, gets a first down. Hey, we'll take it. You just got to start building first down by first down. Nice job, Quentin. Way to fight. And so here we go with the hurry-up offense, kind of a NASCAR pace for the Cadet offense. Damiano on the shotgun. Another give to Yeager, and he's met immediately. I don't even know how he got in the backfield that fast. And that was Henry Bunn. And that is going to be the last play of this first half. That's going to bring us to halftime. So that makes the score 49-6 in favor of the Lions. And the Cadets kind of just walking, licking their wounds right now, heading to the warming shed. So I'm sure Coach is going to stay positive in the halftime. Going to remind them that, yeah, this might not be what you expected or what you wanted to happen, but they have to work on some things to be ready for next week when they start district play. And so the Lions trotting off to their sideline, to the warming shed. And I see Coach Stensland over there. It's just fun seeing him back in Iowa Falls Cadet Field. I'd like to send a shout out to you, Stens. It's good to have you back, buddy, and your team is looking really good right now. So, very impressive. And I'll tell you, that freshman quarterback, my goodness. That guy I think you're going to want to keep an eye on because he is showing flash as a true freshman. 14 years old, and you're already that poised, and he has a good frame on him, good size. Not taking away anything from the Clear Lake Lions starting quarterback, Cale Stephanie, who's done obviously a tremendous job, who's already thrown for about 150, 200 yards. And, folks, I'm going to leave you. And so here's the Iowa Falls-Alden marching band. And they always have fun. And so I'm going to leave you with them and let them take the spotlight now. And I'm going to sign off and let you enjoy it. I'll turn up the mic. And so we'll be back shortly.
Tonight, we are proud to say is Armed Forces Appreciation Night at Cadet Field. The Cadet Marching Band salutes those brave men and women who served and are currently serving in our armed forces. For our halftime show, the band will perform the official service song of each military branch, while members of the American Legion present the official flag of each branch. If you, your spouse, or loved ones have served or are currently serving in our military, we ask that you stand up during the service song so we can recognize and applaud your dedication to protecting our great nation. This is our salute to America's finest. Let's hear it one more time for our brave men and women who have served in our armed forces. Now, Cadet fans, we invite everyone to sing and join the band, the dance team, the playing of our sweet song. The Falls-Alden dance team is under the direction of Chelsea Hall. Tonight they'll be performing two routines. The first routine is a hip-hop choreographed by Mary Kate Lancaster at Picket Theater. It is called Dr. Dre. Y'all me, couldn't say one shit. Our second routine tonight is our home routine, performed at the Emily Dance Camp for the summer. They received a Superior Award in the Grand Champion home routine for this performance. This was choreographed by IFLEDT alumni Autumn Shop and it was in Mickey Mix.
And so, welcome back, fans. Back to Iowa Falls and Cadet Field. We were just treated by a wonderful halftime performance by the Iowa Falls-Alden Marching Band. Tonight is Armed Services Night, and so before the game they honored family members of players and students that served in the armed forces or are currently serving. And then the band played small portions of each of the service, the military, Army, Navy, Air Force, and the Marines, and played each one of their songs. So that was pretty cool. And it's a great job by the Iowa Falls-Alden band director. He's been doing wonderful work. Jeff Schmidt, and these kids are always excited for band, and I've been super impressed by just how much fun they have every game. It doesn't matter if it's like 95 degrees like it was a couple weeks ago, or it's cold. They're always up, and they're always having fun. So we appreciate you, Jeff Schmidt, and you do a wonderful job. And we also thank all the kids in the band. You just bring an atmosphere to this place that is really special. So thank you for all your hard work. And then we also had a performance by the Iowa Falls dance team, who was coached by Chelsea Off, if I heard that correctly over the loudspeaker. If I said that wrong, I apologize, but they've done a great job. They're always, today they even played Dr. Dre, so that was cool. That goes back to my 1990s rap days. And they always do an awesome job too. So, don't let the score fool you. This stadium still knows how to have fun. So, and the Lions and the Cadets are back out of the warming shed for second half action. We got about 1:40 to go here. And so, the Cadets are going to have to, and I'm sure Coach Walking-Stitt was talking to them at halftime. We're going to have to start building here. Next week is district play. Next week is homecoming. So, there's still work to be done tonight. It's not like, we can just, close shop and go home. We got a whole half of football folks, and they have to get ready for next week homecoming against Union LaPorte City, and that is a district matchup. And so it gets real serious really fast. So they're going to have to work on some things in the second half, see if they can get some positive yardage going on offense, get some first downs. And on defense, they're going to have to find a way to at least slow down that running game. Both the quarterback, Cale Stephanie, and the running back, Titan Schmidt from the Lions, have been successful on pretty much all their runs, and that's not including the freshman quarterback, Jackson McIntyre, who also has had a couple big runs. So, and then Cale Stephanie also had he's had a couple pass plays over 40 yards apiece. So we're going to see how the Cadets answer this bell to come out from the locker room after halftime. And I'm sure Coach talked to him and said, keep your heads up. You got to keep in this game. This is a fast game, and if you start letting your guard down, you can get injured really easily. So we'll see how they respond to this. This is a bunch of adversity right now, and it's 2 weeks in a row. South Hardin kind of took it to the Cadets last week, and that was a tough loss. So Clear Lake is kind of doing it the same this week, and all 3 weeks I've noticed the major Achilles heel of this Cadet defense has been the running game, being able to stop the running game, which they have. They did against Hampton Dumont Cow somewhat, but now that they've, South Hardin had a huge offensive line, Clear Lake has an even bigger offensive line, so it really puts the pressure on them. And also, I noticed a couple times in this first half, the defensive backs of the Cadets got beat over the top, and that's another thing they cannot let happen in district play. They're going to have to keep the ball in front of them, and you cannot give up those big chunks through the air or on the ground. So this is going to be interesting. We'll see. It's 49-6 with 2 quarters of football left. And the Lions are lining up for the kickoff. And we had wonderful halftime entertainment. And so, the mood in this stadium is actually kind of positive, considering what the score is. So another great cadet crowd. trying to get behind the Cadets and rally them a little bit here. Let's see if we can get some points on the board. Let's see if we can get some defensive stops. You know, you got to start building that confidence right now for district play. So, and I can't stress that enough, because that's where the playoffs start. And the kickoff is over to Regan on the far side of the field. And he's going to get tripped up about the 22-yard line. So here comes the offense, the Iowa Falls-Alden air raid offense with that quick pace. And, you know, you have to be able to complete these short, quick passes in this offense, or that clock, you know, your time of possession is going to become so skewed as it is right now towards your opponent, because it's those quick hit passes, you know, the little option runs, and you have to, you know, pick up little chunks of yards, and you want to keep that clock rolling. Chip Kelly used to run into that in the NFL. He'd get going so fast, and if he didn't pick up yards against, and then the NFL offense gets it. But we'll see what they do here. Damiano in the shotgun motion to the far side of the field. He looked one way for the handoff, and Yeager was going the other way, so a whole host of Lions. Looked like a little miscommunication on that play, but he got the handoff. Good for about 3 yards, so that's going to bring up second and about 7. Shotgun. There's a snap and finds a lane over the right side. Positive yardage for this Cadet running game. That's going to be Yeager over the right side. And that's going to be third and short, about 1 yard. So let's see if they can get a first down. This is a big first down. This could go a long ways to reestablishing their confidence. Looks like that Jalen Hurts formation that I call it. And they're going to see if they can get a push into the first down. And it looks like they got it. And then a couple more yards on top of that. So what they do is kind of a swarm. They bring everybody in tight, and you push the quarterback over the first down marker. And that was successful. So there we go with the first down. That's what I'm talking about. Let's start simple and go from there. So Damiano in the shotgun, 4 wide receiver set. Stacks, they call that. And Quentin Yeager breaks out to the right side. And boy, this Lion defense, not only are they big, but they also have size. They also have speed, excuse me. It's hard to get to the outside on this, turn the corner against this Lions defense. And Yeager's been trying all game, and he just cannot get to that edge. So good pursuit by those linebackers of the Lions. And here we go. Trips to the close side of the field. Kind of a, reset. So pistol formation. Handoff to the left side to Yeager. That's brought down at the line of scrimmage. Here come the Cadets right back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and about 6. Pass out here to the flat to Reagan. He finds a lane on the near sideline. This Lion team also hits, as you can see. And that's a good pass and catch by Damiano to Reagan for about 12 yards. So that's going to be another first down. There we go. Back-to-back first downs for the Cadets. And right back to the line of scrimmage. Trips to the top side of the field. Looks like the Lions jumped, and that's going to be a 5-yard penalty on the Lions. And there we go, offsides. Okay, so that's going to bring up 1st and 5 for the Cadets. This is what I was talking about, you know, getting some momentum going, building that confidence a little bit. You can see what Coach Walking Stick goes with here. Same formation, trips up to the top side of the field. Yeager looks like a little screen. The Lions read it right away. Hopefully that's an incomplete pass. I think it was. From this angle, it certainly looked like it was going forward at least somewhat. But it looks like they're going to spot it like it was a backwards pass. And so I believe due to the score, 49-6 in favor of the Lions, there's going to be a continuous clock for the 3rd and 4th quarters. So this is going to go a little quicker than normal. So they deemed that was a backwards pass, and so that's going to bring up 2nd about 15 yards. It looks like a sweep to the right, this side of the field. Damiano gets out and just, there's our Lions defense one. He breaks one tackle. And that's good for about a 10-yard gain. It's going to bring up third manageable of about 3 yards. And as you see, that clock continues to tick. And so that's going to bring up 3rd and 4. And nice play, Damiano. I'd say that's probably been their best option tonight, is just Damiano keeping it and trying to find the lane and trying to turn the Jets on. So we'll see what happens here. Yeager behind him, trips up to the top of the field. It's in the receiver down here. I believe that's Regan. Offensive line looking back for the calls. And there's a snap. Quick pass by Damiano. That's going to be completed to, is that Carter Weaver? Yep, that's Carter Weaver, the junior. So that's going to be good enough for another first down. And here we go, the 3rd first down in a row. And so this is exactly what the Cadets needed. Come out, start building some confidence and see what you can get done. So they have some film to look at this next coming week, and so they can get ready for Union LaPorte City. But this game's not over, so let's see what they can do here. First down and 10. Hand off to the left side. That's Yeager. Churning those legs. That's good for about a 6-yard gain. So with this Cadet offense, I'd like to give some shout-outs, but they don't give you any time. You see? They go right back up to the line. And Damiano ready for the snap. They're going to, and this is what Iowa State ran for the last few years, is they get up to the line as quick as they can, then they check back over at the coach, get their call, and they're off. And there's a quick pass again. It was nearly intercepted by the Lions defense, but that's Carter Weaver on the quick catch. And so we've seen that a few times with Damiano this year, to get that ball out in the flat, and that's what coach wants to get done. You know, you get your athletes out in space and let them create. And so Damiano has that ability to get the ball to the flat, absolutely. And that's not easy to do. That's covering a lot of ground on that pass, and especially when that defensive back is breaking on the ball. So here we go. 3rd and short. Damiano drops way back. He's got, thought he was going to pass it. He went to Weaver on the sideline. Just under pressure again right away. So that's going to bring up 4th and short. So coach is trying to get that line defense. Here we go with the, I don't even know what you want to call this, but the Jalen Hurts special, and it looks like it's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. I don't know if he got it. It's going to be very close. There was no give in that defensive front but from the Lions, so it depends on where they're going to spot the ball. From here it looks like it's short, but maybe they're going to stop the game to measure. And so this is going to determine if this is a turnover on downs or not. While we have breaking in the action, I'd like to thank, again, Brian Hansen, the IT director for the school district, for getting us wonderful equipment. Once again, we got some upgrades with our audio equipment. Got a whole setup now with a sound mixer and all that good stuff. So props to Brian for getting all that together today. I know he spends a lot of time getting all this stuff together, and so that we can bring you these games live. And it looks like that was short. That's going to bring up a turnover on downs for the Cadets, and that'll mean a 1st and 10 for the Lions at about their own 26-yard line. So the Cadets got 3 first downs there. Moved the ball, which, they had something going. Just could not get that. They tried to get the Lions sleeping on that 3rd down, but here we go. Lions, and they start the clock, and that looks like quarterback keeper, I do believe. I couldn't see if he kept it. Is that Stephanie again on the keeper for a 13-yard gain? So that's going to bring up the 1st and 10 for the Clear Lake Lions. It's a snap, sweep over here to the far near side of the field. Thought the Cadets had him at the line of scrimmage, but he cut back and got an extra 5 yards.
5-yard gain. 2nd and 5.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and 5 for the Lions. Cadets still in their 4-man defensive front. Man coverage. That's a give over the middle. Kind of a stutter step there by the running back. That's going to be a short gain on the play. That's going to bring up, I believe, 3rd and about 3.
3rd and long 3 for the Lions.
So it's going to be 3rd and 3. 3 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Finds a crease in the middle. That's going to be good for a 1st down.
55 yards. Brought down by number 15.
Jane Damiano on the tackle there.
1st and 10 Lions on the Cadet 47-yard line.
So Cadets get here, and the Lions get into Cadet territory about the Cadet 47-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 with 2.5 minutes to go in the 3rd with the continuous clock at the moment. The Lions up 49-6 on the Cadets. Very familiar formation. Shotgun. It looks like his quarterback. Nope. Sweep to the right. He finds a seam right up the middle. They pulled their guard and their tackle there and just went right up the gut, and that's going to be good for about 20-25 yards.
Lions at 1st and 10 on the 29-yard line.
And so we'd like to give out some shout outs to our sponsors. Time Citizen Communications, Wood Vision Clinic, Winter Septic Services, Cam Spray, Greenbelt, Innovative Ag Services, Hardin County Tire, Hy-Vee, McDowell's, and Greenbelt. And so here's a sweep to the right. That's good for another chunk of yards. It's about 10 yards in the play right there. And I should also mention we have the Iowa Firemen's State Association in town all week, and you should see the setup they have kind of on the east side of town. And I called it the Iowa Firemen's version of Burning Man because they basically built a little city, and they Reliant brought power out there and everything. And I just saw an aerial shot of it, so they're all in town, and there's been quite a bit of traffic today and this week, and so we welcome all you from all over the state of Iowa and the firemen, and we want to give props to all of you and thank you for all that you do. Iowa Falls is a volunteer fire department, and so is Alden, and we can't thank those guys enough for all that they do to our community and to keep us safe. We are so thankful to have the convention here this week, and we hope all of you are having a good, safe time, as we know you are. And we appreciate you coming to the Scenic City and making this the place that you have your conference this year and next year. I heard that correctly. Someone told me that the other day. So we'd like to welcome everybody here this weekend. And Iowa Falls downtown is going to be hopping tonight. So. And so here we go. 2nd and 1. Or was it 1st and 20? Wait, yeah, 2nd and 1. Excuse me. It looks like another quarterback. That is fooling me, I have to admit. It's going to be a running back around. It's kind of a sweet play. It's almost like the old crossbuck where they have the first running back go through. They don't give it to him. And then they have another running back coming from the side with a little motion. And they can either give it to him or the quarterback can take it. And that's kind of what Appleton Parkersburg ran back in the day. So I wonder if that's a little style that DeVries has brought in and kind of incorporated into this Clear Lake Lions offense. So here we go. It's 1st and 10, 22 seconds. This will be the last play of the 3rd quarter. Motion. It looks like there's going to be a give over the right side. He's got blockers out front. Whole host of cadets there to wrap him up. Going to bring him down at about the 5-yard line. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter with the Lions 49, the Cadets 6. And I don't believe there was a score on either side that quarter. So Lions are driving once again. It's going to take us into a break.
Ball spotted on the south 6-yard line. Do not have a yard line on that one. So no yard line limit in the third quarter.
And so once again, next week the Cadets are home once again for their first district matchup between Iowa Falls-Alden Cadets and the Union LaPorte City. Trying to see what else we got going here this week. The volleyball team is in action Monday night at Hampton Dumont Cow. The Iowa Falls-Alden Cadet volleyballers are 2-5, going against 3-4 Hampton Dumont Cow. So that's going to be fun. I was trying to get a... And so it looks like the cross-country teams also had the Bobcat Invitational Marshalltown Community College Thursday. So that was yesterday. I don't have the results back from that yet, but if someone would send me in those results to my phone, I'll give them to you as soon as I can. So the crowd's beginning to thin out a little bit here in Cadet Stadium, but the student section isn't. Used to be one of my favorite things to do as a kid before high school or whatever, and come up and watch the varsity football games. And you know, that's when Aaron Stenzel, the interim head coach at Clear Lake, he used to play, and I remember him on this field. And Travis Centers and Matt Stockdale, Reggie Vitrano, Billy Fisher, a bunch of names back in the day. And what's ironic is one of our rivalries was happening in Parkersburg, and that's where DeVries is from, Coach DeVries. So we used to always kind of have guys like Wigman and Dusty DeVries and Jared DeVries and Aaron Campman and all those guys on our radar. And those were some fun games, a lot of fun games. So it's just interesting to see how life kind of comes full circle. And now we have Stenzel and DeVries coaching up in Clear Lake, and who would have ever thought, you know? So that's pretty cool. And so here come the Lions. I'm betting they're going to run this. Shotgun, it's a give right over the right side. He banks it out, busts it out to the right side. That's going to be another Clear Lake Lion touchdown. It's going to make the score 55-6. And I believe that was... Sam Dodge on that keeper, number 3, the wingback, sophomore. And so, yeah, wingback. It's very reminiscent of the Appleton Parkersburg offense back in the day. And it's interesting how they built this offense, and it's kind of got your shotgun, but yet at the same time they're still running some of that crossbuck offense, which is it's an interesting mix. And the kick is up and good, and that's going to make the score 56-6. With 11:24 to go in the fourth quarter. It's going to bring a break in the action as the Clear Lake Lions get ready to kick off. And I probably don't have to remind anybody, but tomorrow there's a little game going on down in Ames between Iowa State Cyclones and the Iowa Hawkeyes. And to be honest with you, I don't really know what to expect in that game. You know, the Iowa State, they played UNI, and I'm a big fan of UNI as well. But they are a class, you know, a division in the FBS. I don't want to say below, but just different. And it was hard to tell. The Iowa State offense and defense looked good. Iowa played Utah State in their opener, and they also looked good. Came out on fire, 14 points right away. And so it kind of, they only had 10 points after that. So we'll see. I know there's a lot of pressure on Brian Ferentz this year. And, you know, I'm an Iowa State fan through and through. But I never want to see the Hawkeyes struggling. So hopefully they, you know, that offense can get it together and Brian Ferentz can get it figured out. And they have some talent, you know. They have that Michigan quarterback that came down, McCarron. McNamara, excuse me. So tomorrow's going to be fun. 2:30 kickoff. I can't tell you what channel it's going to be on, but you'll find it. So excited for that. Also, last night was the opening night for the NFL. Got to see the Kansas City Chiefs and the Detroit Lions play. It was a heck of a game. The Lions pulled it out. Now the Vikings are playing this weekend at Tampa Bay. For all you Vikings fans out there. And here we have a kickoff. Looks like it's going to go to Regan once again, boy, he's been busy on kickoff duty tonight. And he's still churning. He's still fighting for those yards. He's going to bring it out to the 35-yard line. And so, yeah, this weekend is going to be the start of the NFL official kickoff. And I couldn't be more excited. I love football. And by the way, the direct ticket is no longer with DirecTV. Thank goodness. It's with YouTube TV. So, and another little pointer is the Red Zone channel is awesome as well. So, but tomorrow we have a bunch of college football on the slate. Ellsworth's going to be playing. But right now, we're Falls-Alden and the Clear Lake Lions are going at it still. So here's a pass over there. It looks like we have maybe a new quarterback. That's Harms in there. With a quick pitch and catch. Yeah, so that's going to be Matthew Harms, the senior quarterback, defensive back. Nice pass. Let's see if Harms can get something going here. He's going to have an opportunity. 10 minutes left to go. So Harms is going to have a shot and see if he can get something going. It looks like it's a quick handoff. Was it a fumble? Yep, that was a fumble. That's another Cadet turnover. Bartlett fumbled on that one. Looked like it wasn't really a clean exchange between the quarterback and running back. So I believe that's the third turnover on the night against the Cadets. And it's tough. It's tough to keep your head in this game, being down 56-6, but you have to, you know. And the Cadets are going to have to regroup and go back, watch some film, try and figure out what they can get better at. And there's a few positives in this game. We had some good plays. And there's a pull to the left side, running it right behind that tackle and guard. Boy, that was a big hit. That was number 22, Quentin Yeager, the senior linebacker. Brought the wood on that play. And so number 53, Trevor Bailey, is going to get some play at defensive line. Let's give some shout-outs to guys that we haven't called numbers yet. Looks like Matthew Harms is out there. He's going both ways as well down here, short side. That's going to be another sweep to the right side. Boy, it seems like either it's a right up the gut or they try to swing it way outside. You know, like back in the day we called that like a 39 or a 38 sweep or something like that, 28-29 sweep. And so they're really stretching these defenses. And that's hard. When you're chasing from hash mark to hash mark all game, that your linebackers are going to be sucking wind eventually. So I'm impressed with this Lions offense, no doubt. And so here we go. It's another sweep. See, right out here to the side, they try and get that corner. So what they're doing is they're bringing that sweep way out here, and they're trying to get their tight end or their tackle to seal off that corner on the defensive end, which on that side I believe is Carter Weaver, the junior defensive lineman, who also doubles as the wide receiver. And so what that tight end or that tackle is trying to do is get him turned and shield him so that running back can get outside and find a lane. And you've seen it happen tonight a few times, so let's be on the lookout for that more. And there we go with the double handoff to number 17, Blake Enke, junior. So it's kind of a double handoff, still a little misdirection. And I'm telling you, that is the influence of AP right there. You kind of want to ask Coach Stensland about that. Looks awful familiar, just from a shotgun perspective. So it's going to be 3rd and short. Let's see if the Cadets can get a stop here. It's just a straight-up give up the middle. It looks like it's going to be good enough for the first down by number 34, MJ Otto, the sophomore running back, 5'11", 185. So you're seeing some some of the second string in the depth chart getting some play, trying to get some experience. And they also have that freshman quarterback that I've talked about a few times, Jackson McIntyre. And you can just see how he carries himself, how in control of the game he is. I've just really been impressed with him, especially being a freshman. That's hard to believe. So here's a keeper. That's a keeper by McIntyre. And oh, no, it was a handoff. Excuse me. Okay, so that was a handoff to Becky. Blake Enke, number 17. And there's that crossbuck action again, and that is so hard. I can't stress that enough. When you are a defensive lineman or a linebacker, and you're dealing with the guy in front of you, and you're hand fighting with him, and then there's all sorts of action in the backfield, and you're trying to locate the ball, and there's 3 guys that could have the ball, it makes it very difficult. And one thing AP added to that strategy was they would come up and they would come right out of the huddle, clap their hands, go down, and in 1 second they would hike the ball. So it made it even tougher to find your assignment and then, to find the ball. So Clear Lake is capitalizing on that, and I've been impressed with this offense. And they even have the kicking game. It's going to be interesting to see what type of noise Clear Lake makes in Class 3A this year, because all you turning in from Clear Lake, you have a heck of a squad on your hands. And when I was talking to Bob Fritz earlier from the radio station in Mason City, he was telling me that most of these kids are juniors and not seniors. So, I mean, the tight end is going to be one of the top players in the state. He's a junior. You have that freshman quarterback. A lot of the defensive and offensive linemen are juniors. And so Clear Lake has their guys rolling. And, DeVries installed that system when he took over up there, and it's you can see the dividends paying. And that's what Coach Walkingstick is trying to do right now. He's starting from scratch. And so you're going to have to give this cadet team some patience, because it's an entirely new system from top to bottom, all the way down to the grade school kids, middle school, and installing this, getting them on Jesse Peterson's strength and conditioning program, trying to maybe get some bigger numbers of these classes coming through. And so what Clear Lake has right now is what Coach Walkingstick is working towards in a way. And it takes time. And, DeVries and Stensland have done a wonderful job up there on Clear Lake. I can't say how impressed I am with them, with their team and what they've done. So, the cadets can look at this and they can say, that's where we want to be someday. And that's what we're working towards. And yeah, it didn't go as we planned tonight, 63-6, but they get a taste of what it's like to be that squad that, is buttoned up, has their guys in positions, has momentum going, and so the Cadets are going to learn from this. And some of these number 2s in the depth chart are going to get some play here, and that looks like Reagan once again, and boy, he has been busy on kickoff return tonight. He might have to jump in the cold bath up at the training room at the high school tomorrow morning or something, because he has been the workhorse on kickoffs. I think he's had every one except Damiano that he took back for the touchdown, the first kickoff of the game, and the game was actually 7-6, but the Lions kind of took over from there, and so now the Cadets are going to take over at about their own 12-yard line. Looks like Harms is back in at quarterback as well, so some of the number 2 on depth charts. Getting some time. Looks like quarterback keeper all the way. He's going to see what he can give from the yardage here. Not a bad game, up to got about 5-yard line. About 5 yards on the carry, so that's going to bring up second and about 5. Let's get some numbers in there. So we have number 5, Landon Lewerke, the junior offensive tackle, is in. Number 75, Jake Trenery, the senior offensive guard, is in. Number 56, Lincoln Alsbrook, a junior offensive guard. Also looks like we have number 66, Kristen Dunning, the sophomore, punter linebacker. So we're getting some guys some playing time. Number 6 is also in there at skill position. I don't have a name for him on my roster. Let's see if we can. Should I get my binoculars out here? And so I'd also like to give a shout out to Jacoby and Karsten, who are bringing you the live feed through video. And it wouldn't be possible without them either. So we appreciate them coming up and giving us their time. And I think Jacoby got to wear the offensive coordinator headset for a while there. He got to know the plays coming in, so that was pretty cool. But these guys have been up here for every time we've had a game here this year, so much props to them. we have an injury on the field. And that's number 51 for the Clear Lake Lions. Aiden Gensler, junior linebacker. Looks like they're checking him out a little bit here. Not quite sure what they're working on, but he's walking off under his own power, so that's good. Might have taken a pretty good shot there, so he's walking off on his own power, so thankful for that. And you know, one good thing about tonight is we have not seen the injuries. That's the first one, I do believe, so far, so that's good. Keeping both squads healthy. And I'm assuming Clear Lake also enters district play next week, and I know they're with I believe they're with Hampton Cal, Dumont Cal, Charles City. It's kind of the old NCC conference. So, you know, I'm sure with the score as lopsided it is right now, they're going to make sure their guys are rested up and ready to go next week. Same thing with the Cadets. Shotgun. Harms back to pass. Quick pass rush from the two defensive ends of the Lions. He throws it up, and it looks like that's a catch by number 84 for the Cadets. Ray Morgan Jr., the senior. I believe that's his second or third catch this evening. So that's going to be a first down. I believe that's the fourth first down in this half. So there we go. Small gains here, small steps. Arms back in shotgun again. So he's going to be a keeper. Almost looked like that was number 9, Carter Weaver, in the backfield there. An interesting twist by Coach Walking Stick. It's going to be second down and about 13 yards to go. That's a little dump off pass. And he finds some room. Carter Weaver on the little dump off pass from Harms picks up some good yardage. And that's going to, about a 10-yard gain there, so that's going to bring up 3rd and 3. And I like this, you see what I'm saying, the second half. They've made some strides here. They're not going backwards, they're going forwards now. So that's, you got to start somewhere. Harms back in the shotgun. Almost looks like he got him to jump one more time. Getting a call from Coach on the sideline. Carter Weaver in motion to the near side of the field. Looks like he was going to throw in there. Wide open over here. Number 6 for the Cadets makes the catch. And that's Colton England, the senior wide receiver. Haven't heard his name yet tonight, so that's good. Nice job, Colton. That was a heck of a catch. You know, he kind of found a little spot in the zone there, sat there and waited for Harms to hit him. And there we go, another first down. Well, that's a quarterback keeper all the way by Harms. Cuts back to the left side. And that's going to be good for about 8-yard run. We're going to bring up 2nd and short. So I really like what I'm seeing from the Cadets this second half. Yeah, the score's not going your way, but they're not quitting. They're continuing to work on things. You know, it's going to give them film to watch this week as well. So here we go. 2nd and short. Carter Weaver in motion to the top side of the field. Oh, just an ill-fated pass there by Harms. He felt the pressure. Almost looked like he expected the wide receiver to do a little hitch route, but didn't happen. So he's lucky that one wasn't intercepted. So we just went under 3 minutes. Score 63-6 in favor of the Clear Lake Lions over the Falls-Alden Cadets. And this is going to be 3rd and 3. Quarterback keeper all the way by Harms. That's going to be, that was a big hit. Met in middle by number 50 for the Clear Lake Lions at linebacker. Number 50 is Brock Thompson, the sophomore. That was a big hit on Harms. So, but that was good enough for the first down. So we have 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line of the Lions. Let's see if we can get another score in here, huh? Let's get a touchdown. Let's see if we can get a little positivity out of this last few minutes. There's pressure. He's under pressure right away by both defensive ends. And that's number 77, Bryce Rodemaker. Excuse me. It's not Bryce Rodemaker. Wrong team. Number 77, Blake Druilo. And number 89, Corey Orte, sophomore. So they were in there immediately, which makes it 2nd and 19. And that's the direction we were trying not to go, was backwards. But here we are, 2nd down. In the shotgun, 5 wide receivers set, a little hitch route. Trying to find Regan again. And Regan has been very busy this evening. And so it looks like Damiano is on the sidelines right now. He's over here with Yeager and Anden Barrick. So, they're talking about it. They're going to lick their wounds this weekend and come back ready to play next week. So here we go with the 3rd down and long. Pass is short hopped over here. Number 30, Chaplin, was the intended receiver. Kane Chaplin, the sophomore wide receiver, just came up short on the throw. So we just went under 1 minute left in the ball game. 4th and 19 for the Falls-Alden Cadets. We'll see what they do here. Play clock just reaching 10 seconds. And so a long way to go on this 4th down. And here comes the 2 defensive ends from Clear Lake once again. Harms is running for his life and swallowed up. Had no time at all. The defensive ends were in the backfield just as quick as he was. Boy, they're getting pressure on those edges. And that's tough to stop. When you have somebody, guys that can jump off the ball like that, like a Vaughn Miller type player, DeMarcus Ware, those types of guys. And that's going to bring an end to this game. Clear Lake Lions 63, the Falls-Alden Cadets 6. So that's going to do it for us tonight. Unfortunately, the Cadets are on the wrong side of this score, but they're going to have to regroup quickly because district, as I've said many times tonight, district play starts next week. We'd love to have you. Next week is homecoming in Owl Falls for the Owl Falls-Alden High School. That's always fun. And so we invite all you alumni listening to come on out. And, so I'm going to sign off and thank you to everyone that made this possible, and thank you to all these players. We wish you well this season, Clear Lake. Good luck in all that you do, and we're going to keep an eye on you because you have a very impressive squad, and more power to you. Looking really buttoned up, and these Falls-Alden Cadets, they're going to go back to work on Monday, and they're going to figure it out. So our final score from Cadet Field: Clear Lake 63, Iowa Falls-Alden 6. And that's going to do it for me, John Kruckenberg. For all of Iowa Falls-Alden football program, we thank you for tuning in. We invite you to come to homecoming next week. And be safe out there. And can I say this? Let's go Cyclones. Let's go Hawkeyes, I guess, too. The best team win. May the best team win, all right? But anyway, so thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.